Hey guys, okay. There is no avoiding the fact that we are living through an utterly ridiculous, historically momentous time at the moment. And I've been trying for 3 days now, I've been trying to do a mental health video to try and help other people who are struggling with the anxiety of the whole situation, to help people who generally do suffer with depression. This situation, it's like lighting a touch paper for people who struggle with mental health, and there'll be those of you as well who don't generally struggle with mental health but feel afraid at the moment. And if you feel constantly afraid, then you're constantly in fight or flight, which means you are anxious and you just aren't familiar with that feeling within yourself. But I genuinely think that the good in humanity is being shown through this time. And I think every single one of us is going to experience and remember this in a completely unique way. We all have our own minds, and that's why I don't feel like I am remotely qualified to try and discuss or educate how people should respond mentally to this situation that we're now living in and going to hopefully live through. Who am I to say, well, you need to go out and do this and that and eat this and you'll feel loads better? We're living in a time that we've never known before, and because of that, everybody's coming at it differently. There are people who are, they are getting up in the morning and they're doing their PE with Joe Wicks, and they're doing a bit of cooking with Jamie Oliver with their kids and all that sort of stuff. And you're going to have other people who are, this is a time of absolute dread, just dread. And I know that I've lived in dread mode with my depression previously, and because of it, the form of fight or flight that I've gone into after being bombarded relentlessly by all this COVID-19 stuff in the media, I've switched off from it all. I'm not letting it. It's not all over my Facebook. It's not all over my Instagram. I'm not watching the news on TV because they're not reporting the cases. They're not reporting enough of the good news. I know that bad news sells. I know that. I've been educated about that. But the public, for sanity's sake, need to know that this many thousands of people in Italy have already recovered. This many thousands of people in China have already recovered. People are terrified, and how that comes out in everybody will be completely different. It's an emotion, it's a process, and it's something that is completely unique. So however I'm responding to this will be completely different to how my wife feels and is responding to this, how my kids feel, how my parents feel, how my brother feels, my best mate feels. None of us truly can feel what other people are feeling right now. So instead of me doing a long-winded video about mental health, me kind of teaching you to suck eggs by telling you that meditating will help you relax. Of course it will. That's what it's designed to do. If you feel that your jaw is tight, just pay a little bit of attention to that and see if you can relax yourself, relax your muscles. I could go on like that for an hour, but that's no use. You can just get on YouTube and just get that. There's 1,000 versions of it. So my message is actually just be considerate of yourself and be very considerate of others. And I think if you can do that, then you won't be a dick that goes out wherever the police are telling you not to go out. You're not going to end up being one of the people who contaminates other members of the public intentionally, because of course we now have a form of sort of disease terrorists. I can't even remember what it is they refer to them as, but they actually use the word terrorist because people are coughing at first responders and police officers. And I mean, my Jesus God, like, it is ridiculous that human beings would behave like that when the numbers are going up and up every day of lives lost. It's quite right if you do feel uncomfortable at the moment and tense and maybe not quite yourself, because that's completely normal. And I think a lot of pressure is being put on that you should be doing this and that every single day, try and do these things. I think if you feel that you are not in a really bad vicious circle and you do want to change it up, then yeah, do a little bit of something different each day. But you don't have to force a schedule on yourself if you're struggling mentally, because then you just constantly end up feeling like a failure. I've done it to myself. I each day I keep saying, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and then all of a sudden the next day comes, I'm exhausted, I'm in pain, and and I've not managed to do like one of the things that I said that I would do. But because we're now living in lockdown and the government have told me I'm going to be in it for 3 months because my MS and sorry, I've got a really dry throat and I haven't got a drink. My MS and previous treatments have compromised my immune system to such an extent I can't go anywhere. It's not entirely clear from the letter from the government, if I'm honest, if I can even go in my own back garden. So I haven't done that in the last 24 hours because it just feels a little bit sketchy. So this is, the most ridiculous and peculiar and unbelievable at times. But if you can just be kind to yourself and try and roll with the resistance of the situation that we're all living in, accept that other people are going to want to try and help. If you're in a situation, let them help you. The world is standing still in terms of work and education and all sorts of different sectors. And, this is a time where humanity can shine. And, if you can do anything in terms of being kind to your fellow man, whether it's shopping or a phone call or a FaceTime, do it. Do it, because it's worth its weight in gold at the moment. And yeah, just look after each other and do what you can to look after your mind. And I'll I'm just gonna have another couple of ridiculous days, and then I'll check back in with you. See you soon.